Warrior. Warrior dog.
Sure, I'm more than happy to come back and take it. Yeah, no thanks. Just don't do this here. You may not come back, you may not be here now. Please leave. Okay. Skateboarding is a crime.
Seeker, I've been searching low and high. I won't get what I'm after till the day I die. I asked Bobby Dylan, I asked the Beatles, I asked Timothy Leary. The seeker, I've been searching low and high. I won't get what I'm after till the day I die. People tend to hate me 'cause I never smile. As I ransack their homes, they wanna shake my hand. Focusing on nowhere, investigating miles. I'm a seeker, I'm a really desperate man. To get what I'm after till the day I die. I learned how to raise my voice in anger. Look at my face, ain't this a smile? I'm happy when life's good, and when it's bad I cry. I got values, but I don't know how or why. I'm looking for me, you're looking for you. We're looking at each other and we don't know what to do. They call me the seeker. I've been searching low and high. I won't get what I'm after till the day I die. I won't get what I'm after till the day I die.
Skateboarding is one of the few real things left in this world, and we are skateboarders.
Soul of skateboarding.
Wow, we're gonna get real deep on this hangover. I gotta go hard right now.
That's a deep question.
That's a tricky question there. You got a tricky question. Do you mind if I give tricky answers? What is the soul of skateboarding? Skateboarding happens to be that one thing that when I started doing it, I just wanted to keep doing it. It was my addiction. It was the fun toy that gave me purpose and place and belonging. And I truly believe when you have that feeling that it's your soul and your passion, it's your God. So I think skateboarding is a lot of people's gods. It's their everything. It's their reason for living. It's their being. It's their purpose. If they don't have it, they don't have place. They don't have popularity. They don't have reason to be alive, basically.
I don't know. But that shit's there. Being on the streets and just keeping going. I would think that was something like some sidewalk surfing and style. Carving, riding.
Riding the board, being part of something bigger than you know, it's like you're with the culture, you're with the people around you.
To me, what drives every skateboarder is learning a new trick, whether it's learning how to 5-0 on a mini ramp or it's learning to do a switch 360 heel flip. You know, it's this sort of essence of finding that joy of progression because there's nothing like it. You know, money can't buy it.
That outweighs all the fame, the fortune, the status, having a pro model. I mean, just the feeling that skateboarding gives you of this accomplishment, you know, and once you roll away, it's like the most amazing feeling in the world. Stay back, it's skateboarding.
To most of society, it doesn't even make sense.
No one's supposed to be on this property whatsoever.
Then there's us skaters who it makes perfect sense to, where it's just another world. It's a place for you to escape, and it's a place for you and your friends to escape all together. Doesn't even make logical sense what skaters are doing, grinding ledges, jumping down gaps. I mean, it looks cool, but it also feels great, and it puts you right in the moment, unlike anything else, and it reminds you that you're alive.
Well, you try to just for once find it all right.
You still become a skateboarder when you don't fit into that organized sports mentality. You become a skateboarder.
I started skating 17 years ago. In that era, it wasn't half as common. Some kids skated, but it was just kind of a fringe activity. I don't know, I guess you were kind of a weird dude if you were a skater.
20 years ago, it was very much more a countercultural thing. You know, the people that were skateboarding were doing it kind of against society's, you know, more of an underground backyard thing.
Back then it was like, you know, there was only 5 kids in my high school that skated, and we got suspended for bringing our boards to school. Like, it was not a cool thing. Like, that's why it was cool, because you were doing something different. That's the attitude I had. Like, half the time I wouldn't pick up my phone. I didn't want to deal with it because I didn't believe I had to. So I was just like, I just want to skateboard, and that's all I care about.
Well, shit, I might have been a serial killer or something if I wasn't into skateboarding. I might have went down that path of murdering and...
It's just kids getting raw on their skateboard. They don't need to dress up in uniforms. They can just wear whatever the fuck they want to wear. The more acceptance of drugs and all that other stuff involved in skateboarding makes more kids into skateboarding, because all that stuff, oh man, you want this joint? Dude, we got a game to play. And it's like, man, fuck it, who cares? We'll get high. And it's like, you know, like, honestly, skateboarding, you know, they don't care, man. This is whatever goes. It's raw. It's raw shit, and I'm down for it.
Everything I had there, man. Oh! I'm on that right now.
I think that the missing ingredient in skateboarding these days, for the most part, is spontaneity. And that's like a lot of what's getting lost, and kind of like that goes along with the soul.
What
the hell are you gonna do on that?
The guys that I like to see and the attitude that goes along with it is the guys that just like don't know what they're doing until they're gonna do it, you know? Don't plan anything out, because that's part of like skateboarding is about freedom, and that's where the freedom comes from.
Oh fuck, is it mine? I'm struggling. Are you filming? Size and shape of the equipment you ride and the way you no, this is bullshit. Chantry taught me any fucking skateboard, as long as it rolls, we'll ride it, and we'll figure out how to ride it. You don't have to have a fucking perfect board. For me, the way I want to skate, skate parks are mountain roads, or just down the street is one long continuous joined activity, you know, like a song, you know. Okay, ask the question. Fuckers. The soul of skateboarding? Fuck. I don't know, I got trouble with that one. soul. It's basically it's freedom. Freedom from, first of all, the static hold that gravity has us on, nailed to this earth, and second of all, from this the cops and the corporations telling us what we're supposed to do and how we're supposed to act. And so it's just defiance, you know. It's defying gravity, defying fashion, defying rules and laws, and then turning that defiance into a dance.
Pro skateboarders are half rock star, half athlete, you know, and it's style driven, it's who you are as a person driven just as much as it's the tricks you do, you know, because there's dudes that strictly on the way that they skate go pro, not how good the tricks they are, just the way that they skate.
When you break skateboarding down, it's based on feeling and emotion and what turns you on. It's music or theater. It's what moves you.
I would back that 100% that it's an art. You could see a silhouette of a frontside flip and be like, that's Andrew Reynolds right there. I don't even need to see the face, that's Andrew Reynolds.
Whatever you think of, whatever trick comes to mind, you could just do it, so it's art.
Every skateboarder is an artist. Like, they take that board and they can make it do whatever they want. If they choose to do tricks that other artists are doing, cool, you know, that's cool. But if they choose to do something that no other artist is doing, that's pretty damn cool too. Because other artists are gonna see that and be like, damn, I didn't think of that.
Oh, well, everybody's heard about the bird. Bird, bird, bird. The bird's a word, oh, well, a bird, bird, bird. Bird is a word, oh, well, a bird, bird, bird. Well, a bird is a word, oh, well, a bird, bird, bird. The bird's a word, oh, well, a bird, bird, bird. Well, a bird is a word, oh, well, a bird, bird. The bird's a word, oh, well, a bird, bird, bird. The bird's a word, oh, well, a bird, bird, bird. Well, a bird is a word, oh, well, a bird, bird. The bird's a word, oh, well, don't you know? The bird, well, everybody knows that the bird is a word, oh, well, a bird.
You're skateboarding, you're your own person doing your own thing. You're your own artist at work. That's just something special in itself, and I feel like a lot of the people that are doing it now just don't do it for that reason.
It's like anyone can do a kickflip, it's the way you do it. It is a form of art. The reason why people would say, oh, it's a sport, is because ESPN and the Do Tour.
Businesses and corporations are looking at it though and trying to turn it into this whole other thing, turn it into this mainstream sport.
The soul of skateboarding means to me throwing down in the street and just fucking hauling ass. Getting that feeling out, you know? Just like ollies left and right. That to me is my soul in skateboarding. Just, you know, every day just being out on my board and pushing around. You're seeing it in sports bars, you know, you're seeing, you know, you can walk into a random bar and some dude's gonna be like, oh, what do? You know, oh, I skateboard. Oh yeah, I know Bucky Lassick, or I know, you know, homie Tony Hawk.
That's what kind of makes it more accepted by society, you know, and then that's where I think the money comes in, you know, when they see something they can capitalize on.
I mean, obviously the industry is all over the place. You know, over the last 10 years, it's people jumping in on the bandwagon, Mountain Dew, X Games, you know, all this horse shit that is not controlled by skaters, and they make what they think skateboarding is.
Skateboarding has definitely been the most meaningful thing in my life. It helped me find a way how to express myself as an individual. And Hacks has been there with me the whole time.
I mean, what's so great about Hacks skateboard spray is it fits perfectly into the lifestyle of a skater. They so needed that. Everything's against you as a skater. It's like just anything from people wanting to kick you out of a spot to simple things like forgetting to bring wax.
I use it on my butt crack.
Skateboarding is about expression. And it's about standing out.
Hacks skateboard spray. Just like a true skater, it's unique.
So if it's this big corporate company and they want, you know, do something retarded like, I don't know, like some circus trick off a building, like dance monkey dance, we're paying you this much money. You have to do that or your contract's done. Over time, as the sponsors get more corporate and they don't really care about the art, they care about numbers, the art's gonna be out the window. It's gonna be empty, it's gonna suck. So absolutely the art's getting lost, no doubt, because the more and more money we make, it just sucks, dude.
It's like the fuck-ups and the dudes with problems and the dudes that were just like either anti-social or anti-establishment. I don't know, dudes just wanted to do your own thing, you know, and didn't want to be part of anything they were told to do, you know. That's kind of what makes such a crazy eclectic mix in skating. If you get dudes that are like weird artists and just other things, and like that's why skating is an art. It's like an inner passion and drive, but there's something fucked up about it.
The dicks on the shirt, there. Just because you got dicks on your shirt doesn't mean you're queer. Just because you're doing a picture with a guy who's gay doesn't mean you're queer. And if, you know what, I'd rather hang out with a queer than a fucking jock any day. Sorry. The soul of skateboarding, what does it mean to me? It means the same thing to me as punk rock. It keeps you from murdering people, and it keeps you from breaking into houses. It doesn't keep you from it, it just makes you do stuff less. Just trust me, it's not a cure-all, but it fucking helps. Do you have any tapes? Oh wait, it's a bleeder. Watch. This is one of those things where it hit really. I ain't no tough guy, that's tender. I'm not like you tough guys. Tattoos I scream on tattoos now. You don't know shit, I don't know shit. But from what I understand, since it's actually a living now, that's basically what kind of mood are you in today?
About that, coming from where skateboarding started.
I think it's horrific. Let kids be kids. And then when if they pick it up, they pick it up.
Frontside Smith grind around the corner.
It was more than an attitude. Everyone wanted me and you. We represent everything they hate. It's an attitude. Being drunk, loud, rude. Tattoos and fucked up hair. Living life without a care. It's a stain of surreal. Outcasts of mass appeal. Rejects of the middle class, and they're never gonna go away. Punk rock will survive. The next generation has arrived. See it in their eyes, and in their hearts.
You pick it up, or you steal one, or whatever stage of the game you were in life. Like me, I had to grab a 2x6, and my dad's roommate cut it up, and we sawed my sister's roller skates. I'm one of many.
Rejects of the middle class, they're never gonna go away.
I see the coaches out there that call themselves dad. That's probably good. Probably keeps their kids out of jail. Kickball with the basketball, or with the baseball thing. LOL. Fuck you, dick. The politics that lead to the point. What's the point? It's all fucked up. There's a lot of guys that were young at my time that are still, a lot of guys, still skating. So if you love skateboarding, good for you. It's a great fucking pastime, hobby. Still not a sport to me, but I guess it's a sport. Not even, okay. It sure bled like it though. It was like bleeding down there. There's nothing worse than when after the blood clear up and it's really ripped and you're just like, no. I owe like 130 grand right now to hospitals all over I need another one, huh? Yeah. I was always too high to change my name.
It encompasses so many things and so many people now. Majority of these people, like, they probably go snowboarding or other things, you know what I mean? When you're a skateboarder, back then you're a skateboarder, you hated everything.
Mike, I have a question. Why are you so nervous?
I don't know, it's natural. It's what happens to me my whole life. This is why I actually got into skateboarding. I couldn't talk to people. So if you want that soul shit, there it is, right there. I would go on the opposite side of the street because I knew that neighbor was going to say hi to me. So I'd walk the other side. So I wouldn't have to say hi back. So you figure that it's been like that the whole time. I hide behind my skateboarding. Sometimes I hid so much that's why I had that Smith grind and Smithford, because I wouldn't take a chance and try new tricks and other people's tricks. So I'd be in my own world so much. Some people used to think I was swell-headed. It's just because I just didn't talk, you know. I wasn't a locker room boy. I was just in my own thing. I do my tricks over and over. I wouldn't listen. I couldn't hear it, just like I can't hear these interviews. I can't hear the questions. So I kept on doing my thing. And accidentally, it came up. Smith grind, Smith vert, Smith lash. That was all because of the hiding.
It's not for the winners. That's the thing, you know? Like, skaters were the losers to normal society, but they knew they were the ultimate winners over everybody else inside, somehow.
They weren't trying to fit into that box that everyone else is trying to do and all this. They were just making their own way.
Bad influence, bad ideas, easy money, easy thrills, no exclusion, no delay. Got expenses, but you must pay. What? You must pay.
Yeah, Mongo, fuck yeah. Oh, don't be a shit kicker or Mongo pusher or whatever. Fuck you. I'm gonna push Mongo on purpose. You know, it's a little bit harder to push Mongo actually. Losing that individual aspect, individual defiance and rebellion, and the young punk going out and doing his own thing. I would guess that video cameras have a lot to do with that. So everybody's filming. You always see the kids out around filming themselves and trying to make themselves marketable, and it's not the same thing as just doing something to make yourself feel better. It's a completely different thing. You know, you're going out to release. But that has definitely diluted the original driving force that I felt, and many of my friends, we all shared, which was to go out and fuck shit up, you know?
I'm gonna call security, man.
Nah, dude, you don't. Just fucking give it one more try.
Okay.
Break things and break, you know, and skate where we're not supposed to skate, and skate how we're not supposed to skate.
If emergency in progress is ours once more. Now that we have the neutron bomb, it's nice and quick and clean and get things done. Away with the sense and know me, but no less valued a property. The sense and war, but perfect sense at home. The sun beams down on a brand new day. No tax to pay.
Let's drink it. Come on.
The fucking mirror, dog.
Well, that's my bad, I'm head.
It's
down.
The sparkle of champagne, the crime rate's gone to free again. A life's a reason you miss it.
Hollywood snowball fight.
The sparkle of champagne, the crime rate's gone to free again. A life's a reason you miss it. Getting by on the screen today. It's the liberals, it's okay. So let's get dusted and surrender.
You better watch your bitch.
Kill, 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 kill the poor. Kill, 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 kill the poor. Kill, 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 kill the poor.
Oh my God!
rollers over there. We're trying to get somebody.
What?
You ever meet that bitch Nora?
Not everybody skates like Andrew Reynolds or Eric Costin or a guy Mariano or even a Papalardo whose part stuck out kind of like a sore thumb in the video, in the Lakai video, but it was still an original part, you know what I mean? He still did his own thing. And that's kind of what skateboarding, that's what it's been about from day one, doing your own thing and not necessarily fitting into the mold of what everybody else is doing.
Don't let nobody fucking tell you what to do, man. You skate however the fuck you want to skate. That's a wrap right there.
Listening to music while stoned is a whole new world. Most parents consider its importance second only to sex. And grass will change your musical habits for the better.
I'm having cuz most money. Soon as you start sleeping, catching you off guard. Break them down.
I would have to say the soul of skateboarding is a three-letter word. Starts with an F, ends with an N. And it's what you do, sucker. Fun, man. That's the soul of skateboarding, is having fun.
Creativity. It's a known fact that grass increases creativity from 8 to 11 times. In fact, everyone finds that they're more creative stoned than straight. So remember...
Even your mom's got crack. Meanwhile, while my bow got packed.
Drop X, you can have good sex.
What? No. I smoke
thanks for rocking
on me a shame. Watch this shit. I got the fat sack. All day I hunted. I'm every most blunted.
Creativity. It's a known fact that grass increases creativity from 8 to 11 times.
A Kung Fu master once told me, his name's Master Chi. He said, Peter, play your game and nobody else's. Basically, that's what I've been doing. I've been skating the way I like to skate. I've been challenging myself. When motherfuckers hate on shit like that, it's because they don't want to be caught biting other motherfuckers' shit. That's what it is. They talk shit because they can't do that shit yet. They might get mad or jealous or something like that and be like, oh, well, fuck, I don't want to bite him. But next thing you know, 10 years down the line, motherfuckers doing the same shit. So, you know, that's where the politics in skateboarding comes into. You know, that's when the motherfuckers try to be too cool guy and shit. You know, you do whatever the fuck your body will let you do, you know, excel your mind. Unleash your mind on this piece of wood, son. That's what it's about. This thing is our fucking weapon, our mental weapon. We fucking control this thing. We make this motherfucking thing work. If it wasn't for our fucking minds connecting to our whole fucking body, this shit wouldn't work as good as it did.
The soul of skateboarding means being free. No rules. Coming and going as you please and just doing whatever you want to do. Yeah, I mean, I've been skating Flushing Meadows for a long time, and over the years we've just been figuring out so many different ways to skate this place. Up until like maybe a month ago, we found a new one.
You might be crazy, but I'm insane. And all the hell you put me through to my life, your pain. I'll destroy you, 'cause I'm a wrecking ball. And when
the only thing that sucks about this is that we don't have a way to really keep it too sturdy.
Build you up, tear you down. When you're not around. You never saw it coming. The angle pointed at you. You said I had that feeling. I had them once before.
next generation of kids. Not all of them, you know, of course, but there are people that are doing it just to get something out of it. So they'll look at a magazine and see what the new hot kid is doing and consider that their competition, and then want to try to like either do what that person's doing and do it better, or do it on something better, you know?
Dude, you guys are amazing. Are you happy?
Yeah.
You're a happy kid?
2 tricks, yeah.
It's just that the competitiveness is about who you know, how you're going to get there. If you speak to this guy, it might bump you, or you might look weaker. You know, the kids were young. I mean, they're young, so they're just kind of worried about how they look or their presentation to the public or their friends, you know?
Even back then, I'm gonna say 15 years ago, people didn't care so much about being sponsored. They just wanted to skate, and that was it. That's all they cared about was skating. Whereas nowadays, you have kids, they've been skating 2 years and they're already ready to get sponsored. And in some cases, some of them are.
There's newer kids that are honestly coming up that are just insane. Like, I'm blown away, but you know, what are they in it for the right reasons?
They end up quitting and everybody's surprised, like, why'd this guy quit? But it was only a trend for them to begin with. They didn't really do it because they had fun doing it. It was just more or less something to add to their list of accomplishments.
You gotta understand why you're getting into things. Are you getting into it because you think it's cool? Are you getting into it to try to be somebody? Are you getting into it for the love of the game?
That core skater, sponsored or not, new board or tore up completely gum detail board, they're still skateboarding. Pat Duffy and Plan B, still skating in the rain. You know what I mean? He didn't care.
The way that I see it go bad is they'll take the money, but they'll accept all these like terms and all this contract bullshit. You have to do this, you have to like dress this way.
Kids want to get paid for what they're doing, so they would switch their own style up to make other people happy, which I don't respect. Because, I mean, if you gotta change what you're doing to make your sponsor happy, then you're not on the right team. You need to get on a team that's down for you and who you are and what you fucking portray as a person. Because if you really think about getting sponsored, you get sponsored for your own style and you get sponsored for what you're doing and how you're living your life. Be yourself and you'll get to the company that you'll be happy at.
A lot of people like maybe not be happy, but they're trying to please everyone else. It's like, you're number one. Please yourself before you please anyone else. And if you don't believe in yourself and you can't please yourself, how is anyone going to believe in you and respect you for what you do? I want to focus on what I'm doing and skating, and when I open up a new magazine, it's like, all right, cool, that was sick, you know. But like, you know, I guess that's the difference now, is it's just on a whole different level of the progression of how fast kids are progressing. Like, it took me 3 months to learn how to kickflip. Like, seriously, it took me a good month to learn how to ollie. You know, nowadays, 3 months, kids are like tray flipping, jumping down stairs. It's like, but I mean, I grew up in a different part of the world where skateboarding, not everyone did. There was only 3 kids in my whole high school that did it. So I grew up a little differently than, you know, people in Southern California, where it's like you got a park to skate on every single block. I didn't have a park to skate till I was 16 years old, you know, so we'd go shovel snow and skate the Tippy Canoe library ledge. That was more of what I did.
Oh my fucking God, dude.
It comes down to like, you better be in it for the right reasons, not to, you know, get sponsored or be cool or this and that. Like some kids come up to me, oh, how do I get sponsored? Or it's like, dude, like, I didn't really think of that too much when I was growing up, but I wasn't good. You know what I mean? Like, we'd go and hang out and skate parking blocks in the parking lot and laugh about whatever and just be kids, you know what I mean? And I really didn't think about that till I did get sponsored by Beer City. And then I met Al, and I was like, well, I can maybe make a career out of this. I might move to California and see what happens. And I mean, now it's on a different level, but that's not when I started, you know? Yeah. Someone believed in me, I guess. You know, at the end of the day, someone believed in me. Al believed in me. You know, he met me with the right people and kind of guided me the right way. And it's through the people I've met, and, you know, came 20 years old, I really took it more on my own level and started, you know, branding myself and take it more of a profession. But before, like, no, I never really cared. And even today, I don't really care. Like, today we're filming, like, much as I want to get this trick, today's not working for me. Like, I want to do this as bad as you want to get this. Like, I want to see it on the video because that's what we do. But, like, I know when to turn it on and turn it off. And there's days where you step on your skateboard and you have it. There's days you stretch, you eat pasta, and you think you're doing everything right, and you can't even land your tricks that you normally can do. But at the end of the day, like, you gotta do it because you love to do it, and that's the best advice I can give to anyone. I could be done with my whole skate career tomorrow and have to go work a normal job and be grateful for what I have, and be grateful I got to travel the world and do something I love to do and go work and still skate, and just because I love to do it.
Like, I would start looking at skate videos sometimes, and you know, you compare like where you're at, and you're like, oh man, how am I gonna up that one? Or, you know, you start thinking about crazy things. And that's just me. And I remember things were financially really tough on me, and I just could not get myself to deal with the pressures that I needed to deal with. And when I got let go at Five Borough, I called up the rest of my other sponsors, and I just quit. And I quit, you know, Ezekiel and Bones, and I was getting shoes from S. And Scuba, thanks, by the way, if you see this. I probably should have called you or something, but I just remember making those phone calls. It felt like, I don't know, it was a real heartbreaking thing for me personally, because, you know, I never got to see my name on a board, and I tried for so long, and then all of a sudden, like, my roommate put in a video, a skate video, which I had watched like 1,000 times, but this time it just tasted and smelled so differently, because it just went back to, you know, just that whole when I was like in high school, and my buddy was like, oh, Trilogy came out, and we're like, what? Oh my gosh, man, that was the best nollie hard flip I've ever seen. You know, Kareem doing that line, you know. It's crazy because all of a sudden, like, I started to progress again. And I was able to do all the tricks I hadn't done in so many years, because I was just like thinking about all the stupid things.
Dream changing over. There, missed it.
Oh! Man job! The soul of skateboarding, it's not something you could point out, it's more of the collective feeling you get, I'd say, either when you're skating alone or when you're skating with your crew, of that sense of skateboarding. The sense of what just went down, like how you feel, like the environment, what you're skating, who you're skating with. So I think the soul is kind of like that combination of all those million little things that are involved with skateboarding, from like literally things that aren't skateboarding, like just hanging out with your bros after the session, to actually trying a new trick, to doing a trick you've always done. So I'd say the soul of it is all those things that you can't really pinpoint it. And I think if you try and pinpoint it, you'll just keep pinpointing all the millions of awesome things about skateboarding and everything that comes with it. You know that you were guilty of that same thing, like back in the day, like, where's the Brooklyn Banks? You know, where's Flushing Meadow Park? But it's gotten to the point where like that aspect of skateboarding where they go find something is totally, they just want to get there. Because again, they're so concerned about the destination instead of the journey getting to that destination. And that's where a lot of the skateboard culture misses out and where it's losing a lot of its luster. You know, when we talked about camaraderie and the soul of skateboarding, that's something huge that's definitely missing, where a lot of the meat of skateboarding and the backbone of it is, believe it or not skateboarding at a particular spot. It's everything except that, you know, and that is kind of like disappearing and getting less and less and less, so, in my mind, you know.
Dude, Mark's rad.
The soul of skateboarding, rolling, I guess. You know, rolling. If you're not rolling, you're not. It's I don't know, but it's hand plants aren't really rolling because you stall a hand plant, and a stalled hand plant. There's nothing as great as that. I mean, it looks so cool when someone stops because they're rolling and then they do a hand plant and then they stall, and that's cool. So I guess the soul of skateboarding would have to be rolling, but then again, there's contradictions because stalled hand plants are so so beautiful.
Fuck you!
Like an hour. Yo! Get with it.
What does the soul of skateboarding mean to me? To me, just being able to go out and skate like a red curb, like on a late night session by yourself, that's soul skating to me. The first X Games, believe it or not, Tristan got first place. This is in the street. Tony Hawk got second, and then I got third. And the check that I got was, I think it was $300 or $400 for first place. And then nowadays, like, I think first place, don't they get like 30 grand or something?
We'd enter pro contests and first, like back in the early 90s, and first place was $200. Dan, you're getting $2 grand for 11th. That hit me like so hard. I was like, that's skating. And people now, they all got caught up like, oh man, you know, I'm not making any money doing this. Like, I'm only living off like $1 grand a month or like $1,500 a month. And it's like, dude, boo-hoo. You get to fucking skate every day.
I think there is a line starting to be drawn between, you know, the skateboarders who are artists and the skateboarders who are athletes, you know?
In the 80s, if you walked down the street and you saw someone wearing Vans, you knew he was a skater.
It used to be like, that guy's wearing Airwalks, he's a skater. I can go talk to him right, straight away.
You know, unless you had a personal beef with someone, if they were a skateboarder,
you were friends.
There was like a lot of skaters for our town, but it was still like, if I went down the street, just like you're saying, and seen somebody who skated, it's like, pfft, we skate, man, what's good, you know what I mean?
Oh, you skate, I skate, like, where do you like to skate?
Well, I think the soul of skateboarding is getting together and uniting with everybody. Everyone you see, you're like, oh, let's go skate, let's make a spot, let's do this, let's do that. Yeah, for an example, like earlier, we made a spot and we had fun and shredded it.
There's still kids that skate for the right reasons, you know, whatever. The majority of skaters now, they start skating because they think it's cool. Like when I started skating, I thought it was cool, but I really was behind the idea that no one else thought it was cool. You know, like the jocks just were, which was the majority, were against you if you're a skateboarder. So it was like the skaters and the punks, like kind of like, it was like little sub niches of like the same outcasts. Even to be part of that, you know, it was more of a gang or something like that, you know. So yeah, the first summer I skated all summer, and then at the end of the summer I saw there's this one ledge / curb type thing in my suburb of Chicago, and I always saw it and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go dig in and I'm gonna go skate this spot, you know. I showed up, and the very first time I showed up, who's a new guy? Yeah, right, we don't take new guys. Took my hat, threw it on the roof. Took my board, tossed it over the fence. And I'm like, oh, great. I went and got my board. I lost the hat, you know, whatever. And just like skated to some ridicule and stuff, dealt with it. Went home and I'm like, fuck, you know what? Like, this is gnarly. I wonder if these guys would ever like let me like actually roll this shit. I'm like, fuck, I'm going back tomorrow, you know? So I go back the next day, skated. I thought it was going better, you know, like one or two of the dudes were like more cool with you. And then there's like the harsher ones that are like the leaders. I got my board snapped. They snapped my board. If I can went home again, fuck. A week later, go back for the same spot. For sure, I'm in this time, you know? Skating along. One of the dudes in my town jumps out from behind the garbage can, from the dumpster, tasers me in the ribs with a taser. Like, I didn't even see it coming until I was electrocuted. And I was just like, bam, fell on the ground. Like, oh, got up, like all fucked up. Like, went and sat on the curb, was all bummed, you know? And then got up, skated, and skated off the rest of the session, you know? And by the end of that session, finally, the dudes are like, shit, this guy's the real deal. He's a real skater. He keeps coming back. He takes the abuse, doesn't give a fuck. He's here to shred. And that's how you weeded out the posers, you know? And that was rad. Like, I look back on that, and I'm so stoked that that happened, you know? And now, like, when I see a new kid jump on his skateboard, I want to tase that little motherfucker. You know, like, fuck. So, yeah, anyway, the point is that I skated. It was something special to be a skateboarder. And it's because of that that made a camaraderie between all skateboarders, which actually made for more love, you know?
All the 80s skateboarding? Well, if it wasn't for that shit, then I wouldn't be skating right now, so I'm hyped on it. Huh? Oh, all the hate?
The hate in skateboarding?
That's just for the lame people that sort of suck.
Are you haters? Fuck you.
I didn't know there was hate in skateboarding.
I trip out, man. I think a lot of these kids nowadays do wild stuff because they're raised on blogs and the internet, and they could call you a faggot or a fuck you or beat you up online. You know what I mean?
If I may hate a little bit. If you spent all day out skateboarding, like skating your balls off, and went home, feel free to jump on the slap site and comment. But if you didn't skate that day, like, I don't feel like you have any fucking place on making a comment on the internet at all.
Like, little kids stopped just skating, you know? Like I watched the questionable video and I didn't watch it and be like, wow, like, I'm gonna be like those dudes one day. I just watched it and was like, holy shit, like if I could go and do a back tail on my curve, I'm gonna be so hyped, you know? The soul of skateboarding, I would just say it's that feeling, you know? It's that feeling of like I always say this to kids, if they see you do a trick or something, they're like, man, like, I'm not that good or something, or I just started skating, and I look at them like, you're probably having more fun than I am, because the first time you hop on a board and the first time you just roll down the street, that's the soul of skateboarding to me. It's like comparison to like a drug addiction or something. Like they say they're always chasing the first fix, and that's how skateboarding is, I feel like, because it's like, when you first ride it, you just go and maybe you just ride off a curve, you can't even ollie it, but that like gives you that feeling. And then eventually you have to do the craziest trick to get the feeling. So it's all building up to like that first day. But I feel like just the first time you ride a board, it's just like, that's the soul of it, you know what I mean? Everyone's searching for that, I feel like.
Yeah, that's so good.
One day we were watching Mouse, and like we were watching Guy's part or something, and like these kids had never, I won't name no names, you know, but they were like a kid that was coming up in the industry. But we were watching it, and he did a line with a switch tray flip down the 5-stair at Los Feliz, and then he does a half cap heel flip over the table. And the kid watched it, and he was like, he just did a switch tray flip down a 5-stair. Like, it's a 5-stair, you know? And then I looked at him, I'm like, first of all, this was in '96 and it could have been a 5-stair and it would have been legit. But second of all, he half cap heeled a table, which is 2009, and you probably couldn't do it today. You know what I mean? Not to diss anybody, but it's just that was such an amazing run for 1995 or whenever he did it. Like a half cap heel over the table, let alone a switch tray flip, which he passed the crack at Los Feliz. But with that being said, when I grew up, I was still watching like Ban This and videos like that, which like Ray Barbie was going down the street and just doing like all these weird, like 43 tricks or like boneless tricks. This is around the same time when like questionable video and all this stuff was coming out. And not once did I watch it and go like, man, like he's skating like flat ground. Like that's not cool. But that's like what's changed, you know, is when I grew up, I could watch all of skateboarding and understand that like this is the past and this is like, it's still raw, and like I'm watching it because it's just a dope video that gives me a dope feeling to go skateboard. I'm not watching it to analyze what tricks they're doing or like if it's not up to par with today. And that just was kind of like, to sum it up, like where skateboarding has come to the point. We're definitely getting torn apart, you know, and it's a lot of like, you're hip hop, I'm rock, or I'm emo and you're this, or like, I could watch Corey Duffel skate and be like, that's dope, you know what I mean? Or like one of my friends is Garrett Hill, you know, he did the tray flip 50-50 with the black and red pants. And everyone's like, why was he wearing black and red pants? Like, it's so disgusting. And it's like, look, like, he's just doing it. Like, the trick was so amazing, you know what I mean? And he's such a cool dude. He just did it for that day. People, it's like they look too far into it, you know?
What happened to, if you see just a dude riding a board, you're like, right on. Like, you're skating down the street and you see a dude with a board and you're like, yeah, like, he's doing it. He knows what it's all about. That guy's know what it's all about.
I mean, today we're sitting in a pretty well-known spot. There could be a whole crew of guys that show up, and like, if nobody really initiates it, we might not even say a word to each other, you know? They might be skating over here and we're skating separately, you know what I mean?
If you see a skater skating up the street, if they do a cool trick, you'll be psyched. And it's like, oh, driving by, you see some kid skating on the sidewalk doing a tray flip and he lands it. Hey man, that's cool as fuck for that kid. Skateboarding, man, takes all the pain away. If you're going through shit, like in your life, man, like if you're skating, dude, you don't think about that shit, you just skate. Yeah, I was skating this 9-rail Willoughby 9, and this dude was there, and he just got done doing this because a photographer was there. He was shooting his trick, right? And we had to wait for our turn to skate. Obviously, you ain't gonna barge nobody's sesh. And then like he landed this trick and he was like, oh dude, like, all right, like, what do you got? Could you show me up? Sat there and watched what I was trying, but not being cool about it, but being more of like, hey man, like, yeah, let's see what you got type thing. So you come across some dicks in this industry, and that's where the unity gets fucked.
Even if you couldn't relate to each other outside of skating in any way, it's like you guys could skate together, you know? There's that unity.
It's for the fucking wall ride in front of it. Oh, really?
I'm that dude in school that went from this group to this group to this group to that guy. Like, I'm roaming around running through because I'm like, I like everybody. Like, everyone's cool. Like, oh, I saw you do that and there, and like, wow, that's fucking sick, you know? Like, I don't know the rules. I'm that naive dude that came in, that excited kid that just is stoked to be here. As time's kind of gone on, I'm sure, like, with kids it's still like that, you know? Like, I skate, you skate, cool. But as you get older, that unity is just kind of like broken. It's like not cool to do that anymore, you know what I mean? It's like there's this really image-based industry, and everyone is so concerned about having this good image, this cool image, and like, you know, looking cool all the time. And it's like, dude, who fucking cares?
Oh, here's Larry.
At the end of the day, if you're doing something you love to do, you can't please everybody. So like you're gonna have people that are gonna hate on Sheckler because he had a TV show or he did this move or made this move, whatever. Like if you're doing something you love to do and you have heart and soul in what you do, who cares what anyone else says? That's how I feel. So like I don't really follow the politics so much. Once in a while I'll open a Thrasher and check out the trash section and just kind of like laugh about whatever. But it's like, I'm that type of person like, oh, this dude's this guy's that. No. Like, I don't really care.
You're still a skater no matter what. You still skate the same things and you're still a skater, you know? And to me, no matter if you're Tony Hawk or you're Andrew Reynolds, if you're Ryan Sheckler or Bam Margera, you're still a skater.
Yeah. Once you incorporate the ollie and the evolution of street skating and the sort of incorporation of things that weren't built originally for skateboarding that were adapted to be skatable and used beyond what their original intention was, that to me is the soul of skateboarding. Everybody goes through the same progression of being a young, spoiled skate brat to growing up and sort of realizing that skating can be whatever it is and can be many things to different people. When you're younger, we kind of have this feeling like it owes us something, or that we are skateboarding more than somebody else that just skates his local skate park. And as you mature and you grow older, a lot of the common things that sort of unite us as skateboarders is what ultimately rises, rather than the petty bullshit on who's doing what.
If anything, it all comes down to the point where skaters are skaters. We don't give a fuck what the fuck homie's doing. As long as he's riding a skateboard, homie's cool with me. You know, even though there's so many fucking skaters out here now, or fools who try to dress like us or try to act like us, the core skaters know who the core skaters are. If we all just united, homie, we'd have the fucking biggest army out there. You know what I mean?
And that's why that unity, it's so special. And I feel like we can't lose that. If we lose that, skateboarding loses a big chunk of its heart if we lose that. It doesn't matter who you are or what you look like. You just got to do it and not care and just be supportive of everyone. You know, everyone goes through different things and just skateboarding saves everybody in the end, you know.
saw him coming at me empty and so cold. I never knew emotion till it caught me in this fall. Can you imagine living one more day with a beast right up in your face? Can you see me dying in this house in any house for a man in vain? Bloody hurricane. Yeah. Look out of the harness. Let it go, let it go. In the darkness. Turn out the light, yeah. In the madness. Let's take your pills. Finally righteous. I love the beast, yeah. Let it go, let it go. In the darkness. Turn out the light, yeah. In the madness. Then take your pills. Finally righteous. I love the beast, y'all. I stopped being a victim, but you weren't there to see. I never felt better till you crippled me. I felt like a refugee from the pain. I had to wear that shroud in the shade. This hidden life where you're crying game. I never fell in love so deeply in vain. So I stay wild and nothing my side. While I slowly die, different from the inside. And now I scream to the end of the day. Never again, Mr. Hurricane. Look out of the harness. Let it go, let it go. In the darkness. Turn out the light, yeah. In the madness. Then take your pills. Fully righteous. I love the beast, yeah. Let it go, let it go. In the darkness. Turn out the light, yeah. In the madness. Then take your pills. Fully righteous. I love the beast, yeah. Don't mess with the beast, Mr. Hurricane. You're not a meant for peace, stop breathing insane. Don't mess with the beast, Mr. Hurricane. You're not a meant for peace, stop breathing insane. Don't mess with the beast, Mr. Hurricane. You're not a meant for peace, stop breathing insane. Don't mess with the beast, Mr. Hurricane. You're not a meant for peace, stop breathing insane.
It's gonna be sick because people are gonna start skating it. Yeah. And so it just drops here.
Fucking hell, dude. When am I gonna look at that? Dude, I just fucking rashed myself good on the shoulders.
Distance is gone. Will we find out how life began? Will we find out? Speeding through the universe, thinking is the best way to travel.
I didn't care about like the coolness of being a professional skateboarder. I cared about, well, I just want to skate every day and I want to travel and I don't want to work. And you get opportunities to do that, and then like suddenly those opportunities start to fade and you get another opportunity and it's not the one you wanted, but you can continue to live the lifestyle you want. It's very tempting, you know? Selling out is just doing something that you know you don't support and know you wouldn't do if it wasn't for the money. That's all selling out is. Pretty much, if you ask any skater if there is out there that you think sold out or is selling out, if you ask them, they'll say no. And I've tested my own limits on it. I've done things where I didn't think I was selling out at the time, and then after I did them, I'm like, well, shit. I think I just sold out on that one. That was weak, you know? Like when I was riding for Power, which was a shoe company that paid me pretty good. And I justified it all kinds of different ways, you know? They weren't owned by skaters. They weren't run by skaters, you know? But I'm like, okay, well, they seem willing to work with me and I can design something cool. I try to find ways to justify it, you know, whatever. But in the end, I still didn't feel that comfortable with it. If it's a lot of money and you accept that and you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna do it for the money, then it's only fair to be hated on. Some of the hate's there for a reason, you know? It's so, as one body, you know, skateboarders, skateboarding, we gotta keep each other in check, you know? Like if skaters fuck up and doing the wrong thing, can't just be like, oh, that guy sucks and talk shit behind his back, you know? Tell him to his face that he's fucking up, you know? Try to show him the light, you know, because that's the only way, by sticking together, is the only way we're gonna make something that's cool. Make something that you wanna be proud to be part of.
Not that last you didn't.
I mean, we're all skating. We're all trying to do the same thing. Why is it that some get a six-figure income or more, and why are some struggling, right? And I think the easiest thing for us is to hate, because we want to be there. We want to see those kinds of profit too. I'm just speaking the truth on that.
I just tripped out on how it went from being cool to be an individual and cool to like doing your own thing on a skateboard to not cool. And like, if you're not doing this and look like this, then fuck you. I don't know, man. A wicked nightmare happened to me. I tore my knee up in 2000. I got my surgery in 2001. I came back into the skate industry because I kind of was out of it, sitting back. And I was so bummed. I told all the magazines, stop sending me mags. I don't want to see them. I just want to get better. It's like torture. I called it skate jail. I wanted to skate so bad, but I was in jail. I couldn't do shit. My knee was all fucked up. And I swear, when I came back skating and looked in the magazine, all of a sudden it was like they completely just ignored and forgot about everyone last year. It was just all these new dudes. I'm not gonna name names. You know, they're everyone's favorite skaters now, but they were like new dudes at the time. And like, I was just like, wow, dude, you know. I was stoked for them, but then I was tripping on how like there was no room for any of the other dudes no more. And I'm hearing all my homeboys are losing sponsors, you know. I just think that the industry took away longevity. The industry took away fucking loyalty.
There is no loyalty in skateboarding, at least amongst the being sponsored into things. For the most part, you ride for an owner of a company. In a lot of cases, the owner doesn't ride a skateboard, he doesn't skate. All they know is you can make money off of it, and it's an investment for them. But as far as the person's individual well-being, they don't care about it. You're just highly expendable at the end of the day. They'll use you up for everything you're worth and then replace you with someone younger or even older that's cheaper or less expensive to maintain.
And as time goes on, it just becomes more and more and more like that. And then you're left with like a kid going, what the fuck just happened? One day I was skating with my homies. Now I'm on the covers of all these magazines, making all this money. And then the next day, you know, you get injured and the sponsor be like, oh, he's not performing, he's not making the money anymore, let him go, and then you're fucked.
It's one thing if they're not skating and they're old and they're done skating and it's not even an age thing. But if the guy's skating and he's not marketable, he'll fucks up with your marketing company. What's up with your marketing dude? That's who I think of fuck off is the marketing guy. Because you can market a piece of shit. You can market a puppet. So these guys are fucked up. And that's what's happening to our legends. We're running out of heroes, dude. Andrew Reynolds probably the last hero for our generation. I mean, there's always been names and they've stayed relevant, like Tony Alva's still the man, Tony Hawk, all those dudes, Cab, everybody. You know, those guys are OGs now. And it's like kids don't even know who fucking Tom Penny is right now.
If Julian Stranger or Keenan Milton or Gino Iannucci were a kid now, I don't think they probably would have ever wanted to skateboard because it wouldn't have been what was cool to them at the time, you know? People know why they should skateboard, but it's just like, it's gotten so big that it's just at a weird place, you know? But a lot of people, I feel, they still ride the skateboard for, like we said, like the soul of it, you know, just to go and ride it and ride off a curb.
You know, obviously it takes money to make skateboards, you know, you gotta do that thing. Once like Gatorade and like, you know, all these big companies started getting involved in skateboarding, it just like kind of ruined it. Like, I don't know, people didn't have the sense of judgment as they do, you know, back when they just wanted to like do an ollie in the street.
What made skateboarding get big and become a very profitable thing to be involved in is opportunity.
I mean, our group of guys were the first guys to show the world that people can make money doing this.
Jumpers! Right, that's ride skate just right there.
That was very, very horrible at that time to want to say, I'm not giving this toy up and I'm going to figure a way to make money at this. The guys before us think we were whack. We probably are. There's a lot of things about it that make me feel whack.
Did you want some steak sauce with that?
Yes, please.
Some sour cream?
No, please. Your name on that.
You know, I watched it and it.
Thank you.
This is me on Power Edge when I was younger. Still doing the same tricks the last 30 years. Swine. Skateboarding is getting older. And as it gets older, it grows, matures, and morphs into new things. I had to realize this is what I like to do, and it morphs. So when I, in the 90s, was told by all the people that gave me money, we don't have any money for you because no one wants you, street skating's popular. I didn't just get pushed out, like a lot of guys just quit or left because all they could do is kind of go back and forth on a half pipe. I had already learned, I just like skateboarding. I was always a fan of it, so at that point I became a fan of the Mark Gonzalez's, and I wanted to skate with Mark. Could I be the best dude or the most popular guy? No. But I could be involved and still skateboard with dudes that are doing new rad stuff. Mark Gonzalez moves me as a skateboarder. Some of the guys that have the most money in skateboarding might not move me. And I can say that about myself. Younger guys put me in a position where, oh, you're the guy that we like. The only reason they liked me is because I was put in that position of money. And they could see it. I think there's guys way better than me. You know? I know there, and I don't think, I know there's guys way better than me. But I did the right things, or was in the right place, or we did all the things that you wanted to do to get there and be put in that position where they can pick you and go, man, you're the one that makes me want to skate. I want to be like you, or blah, blah, blah. And that all comes from money. But one or two of those dudes had to not care to go do it in the beginning. And those guys usually are the guys that aren't accepted by the crowd in the beginning. I mean, I hate naming names because I don't want like names to kind of come out in things, but Jamie Thomas is a great example of not being accepted by the group of dudes and paved his own way. And as soon as he paved his own way, all the accepted dudes were like, he's the man. Why? Because he made money. Chad Muska did it. Eric Costin, you know? I wasn't accepted by the dudes. That's why I tried so hard. You know what I mean? Like, Tony Hawk doesn't feel like he's accepted by the dudes. I mean, you know, it's endless what we battle to have this untangible thing. And we set up all these, like, this is how it should be, or this is what it is. And we all do that to try to, like, have power or position or whatever over others. If Mark Gonzalez never made a penny in skateboarding, we would never have seen him. We never would have been exposed to what he did, or, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Mark skated parks back in the day. We saw him. He used to come to my house when he was a little kid, skate. I was like, whatever, you know, some kid trying to skate. I took him to the bus stop one day. He popped out of the car and rode down the street like he was riding a pool. And I was like, what on earth is that? And other people saw that and said, hey, Alva was like, come ride for Alva. Boom, marked with Alva. People start seeing him. It's no different than the Proactive commercial or the really bad cross your heart sweaty thing or whatever it's called. What is it?
You ready? Double pitch to chesty.
Here we go. I don't think there's anyone that thinks that's awesome. You know what I mean? We don't have to point out that that's whack. Like, there's no one that thinks that's awesome, except for the few thousand million girls that think Ryan Sheckler's cute. And nothing's wrong with that. Dude's making money, spraying his armpits in the air. Like, how hot is that? It doesn't ruin anything about skateboarding to me. It's like, it is punk. It's like taking those dudes' money. I'll take your money, great. Give me go for it. That's great that a skateboarder can make money out of it. You know what I mean? That is fantastic that somebody from our community can make money from that kind of stuff. I honestly believe that Ryan and what he's doing and how kind of alienated it is from this group, he is what we all are trying to be. The dude that's alienated from the group because we don't like any of that, that's horrible, whatever. Like, and then all of a sudden we get into this collective group that thinks the same. Like, who are we rebelling against? Who is skateboarding rebelling against? It's like the whole society is supposedly rebellious. My grandma has getting tattoos. Like, crazy, super crazy. I mean, it's not. The act of skateboarding is the only thing that separates you from the dude that can beat up someone, the guy that can cuss more, the guy that can get more chicks, the guy that can get more tattoos, the guy that acts tougher, whatever. The act of skating is the only thing that separates you. The act of skating is the only thing that's gnarly.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You have endorsements for people like Ryan Sheckler and P-Rod, but for the most part, you know, those guys earned what they have. And a lot of people in skateboarding, it's what you make it. You know, you can do it for fun or you can do it to make money and be a pro or whatever it is. skateboarding is how you felt when you were a little kid. The first time you stand on that board, it feels like you're moving, but you're standing still. It's like that little parallel feeling of flight. I think it's what inspires most kids to want to go further in skateboarding. I think that skateboarders a lot of times say, you know, oh, well, I'm a skateboarder, that shit's like mainstream, not into that. Well, skateboarding's just as mainstream as anything else. It's up to the individual person what they do with it.
When dudes are making $1 million skateboarding or find a way to outside of skateboarding or whatever, a kid cannot come into skateboarding without knowing that. You can't expect them to come in without knowing that or without feeling that. Parents want their kids to skate now. There's places to do it. There's rules and regulations set. You know what I mean? There's a lot of, it's just not young anymore. When it's young, I think you can relate that word soul to it. When it gets manufactured and older, soul has to be manufactured. I can still go and do what I want to do on a skateboard, how I want to do it, when I want to do it, and it'll give me the same feeling that I've been looking for and I want. Can I make a living off of it? Will I sell a skateboard? Will Nike sponsor me? Would I get a commercial? Maybe not. But that's for the guys who want to do that. And if they want to do it, they better be at the top of their game, is what it's called, right? Which is just so unskateboarder-like to us. But that's where it's at.
Ow, fuck! Especially with the economy right now and everyone's getting screwed, like, I see it going back to the fuck it mentality, and I hope it does. I mean, I'm not making any money off it right now, so I guess it's my way of being like, fuck it.
Fuck! Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest punk rock crime of all in the year 1996, 1997, 1999. Where you going, huh? Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Speed it up, go on, speed it up, speed it up, go on, speed it up.
These guys have houses and boats and shit. So, you know, now a recession and now everybody's hurting. These dudes got house payment, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Like, car payment, good, what am I gonna do? I'm tapping into my fucking trust fund, blah, 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 you know what I'm saying? Like, I hear people crying over shit. And most of us skaters are like, dude, give me half the money you have in your pocket right now and I'll be good for a week, you know what I mean? Like making it work, you know? Got my weed smoking dudes, I'd be stretching that shit, the little crumbs, they stretch it, you know? Do want to smoke an eighth, he's fucking putting tobacco in a spliff, fuck it.
They see the P-Rod or they see whoever and they're like, well, you know what? I'm gonna skate, I'm gonna make money, I'm gonna be blinging, I'm gonna have these hot sponsors with hot gear. If you're a business owner or if you're a investor, you know, like the point is money. When you're skateboarding, the point isn't money. If you're skating and the point's money, if the reason you're skating is money, then get the fuck out of here. Like, that's not cool, you know?
If you don't like where it's going, it's like, get involved. I see Paul Zitzer, Neil Hendricks, they see that it's going mainstream and skateboarding's getting huge, but they're getting involved and they're dudes that are down to earth and have good heads on their shoulders and they can keep it tight, you know what I mean? It's up to the real skateboarders to get involved to make sure it keeps it tight. That's our obligation, because it's getting big whether we like it or not.
There's going to be lots of things coming in, coming out, offering. How to keep it balanced is, I believe, is a personal thing. I'm just like anyone else. Like, that thing is kooky, that thing's whack, I won't do it. But it's easy for the people not in the position to say that.
As long as you're signing with something that you believe in and you're doing it right, I don't think it's a bad thing, you know what I mean? Like, people say, oh, you sell out because you ride for this and this company. It's like, no. It's not, I'm selling out to ride for this company. It's like, no, we're working on something that's going to build something and progress to the level. And with this economy, there's brands like Nike and K-Swiss and Monster and some of the, brands like that are backing skateboarding, which is helping keep skateboarding alive.
If you notice, they're normally the older, more cored out, I hate that word core, but it's normally guys like that who are hating because of how much they put into it. They put into their blood and sweat and tears into something that is what I taught, how I feel like it was something that was ours, it was unique. And it does feel like it's been hoarded out in some ways because, to what end will we go to try to get that check, you know what I'm saying? But I think there are people who have steered away from that. And I think, I highly respect those dudes. And those dudes, I think, is what keeping skateboarding still grounded,
Personal balance, it all goes back. Like, to me, now, I'm like, my honor and my integrity, I think about that so much. Because I want to die with, like, feeling like I had my personal honor. And it's like, that's just a fictitious little thing that's floating in the air, People are like, dude, you're being stupid. Like, what's your problem? Well, me, skateboarding is my God. And if I fucking take some sacrifices for it, then it means more to me. And with skateboarding, when you do that, it makes skateboarding more important to you.
I saw it coming.
Inspiration, freedom, and the ability to create.
Soul of skateboarding is doing what you love for lots of time.
It's like a relates, like some people are Christians in their belief system, some people are Buddhists, some people are skateboarders. It's just something that it gives you a purpose in life, you know what I mean?
When you look at Venice Beach and you see the history of it and the soul of this town, this city, Venice, and where skateboarding's come from through Jay Adams, the whole Zephyr team, TA, Shogo. If you were to try to attach people to it, I would say it's the people that are involved in skateboarding that create this passion, which the passion becomes you know, in the history books, the soul of it, because really it's not about the money, it's not about the fame, it's not some lifestyle, it's a motive in your heart. When you think about it and you look at history, you can see, you know, where there was soul and where there wasn't. You know, it really is who's still skateboarding today and who still loves it, who's still involved. You could look around and tell, you know, the ones that are truly lifers when it comes to skateboarding. And I think that's the soul of skateboarding. Connected to that, it's an attitude, it's an expression. Tell the world who you are and what you represent, all through skateboarding.
The common question of where is skateboarding going might still be a mystery, but one thing that is for certain, skateboarding has changed. There was a time when YouTube and blank decks weren't a way of life and people actually supported skate shops. It is often quoted, there was a time when you passed a fellow skater on the street and it was an instant bond or even friendship just because they were a skater. But that seems to be just a quote nowadays. What really happened to that? Has skateboarding become too popular for its own good? Where is the soul of skateboarding going?
We can't blame a few select people for the problems in skateboarding, because it's everyone. If we focus our energy on all the negativity, then skateboarding certainly can only go downhill with that focus.
Remember those great sessions with your friends, getting your first board or skate video.
That feeling of pushing down the street.
The feeling of pushing down the street.
Feeling of pushing down the street.
Feeling of pushing down the street. Always remind yourself of those feelings and never lose the raw power of passion and joy.
That is the mindset that will keep us from blending in with the society
skateboarding has rebelled against for so long.
Skateboarding has rebelled against for so long.
The society skateboarding has rebelled against for so long.
Wood under our feet is something that has made us feel extraordinary. Skateboarding is one of the few real things left in this fucking world, you stupid ass bitch, and we are.
We.
We are skateboarders.
And we are skateboarders.
We are skateboarders. It is the love and unity that will keep our skateboarding spirit strong, not the hate and not the money.
Not the money.
And not the money.
Definitely not the money.
So let's all start making a change. Let's all start making a difference. And let's all start focusing on bringing the soul back into skateboarding.
Oh my God! Oh my. Oh my God, dude. What the fuck? Aria, tell me what kind of water that is. And where are we right now?
What are you trying to do right now? Do you think it's gonna happen?
I don't know. There's no light out here.
Oh, forget about it.
I don't know. I mean, just like the thing about mongrel pushing, you know? I have mongrel pride. Mongo? I mean, those guys are the mongrels. I mix mongrels and mongo up.
And this is a filmer of it all. I can see your face again. I know. Nobody has to ever be so blind.
Yeah, take a picture of that, Kurt. Kurt.
Can I tell you that I was very, very blind. Oh, but I'm just a girl. Can't
You okay, dude? Oh, that was your ass. Your ass, dude.
Don't you know it, dear? But what good can it ever do? 'Cause I ain't got you. That's all I ever wanted. And I ain't got you, babe. But you don't
You all right?
You don't know what's happening.
I'm not seeing any urine. Dude, you told me to film it.
What's up? Thank you, Powerhead. You guys are awesome, and it's a privilege and honor for me to be up in the magazine because I was a little gremlin just looking at it, skipping through the black and white to get to the color middle. That means I know. That means I'm really down.
I feel, dude, oh God.
There's a way. 'Cause everybody came to me one time and said, honey, you can do anything, every little thing, and I think I can. Oh, but what good, honey, what ugly good can it ever bring? 'Cause I can't find you, and I can't find you, oh, but you don't know what it's
Fuck yeah, dude. Probably gonna let him dog. Seriously.
You don't know, but you don't
Perfect. No worries.
but it's alive. What a love.
Skateboarding's going to get laced the fuck up, son.
Oh, baby, yeah. But you don't know. You don't know what it's like. And you never, ever did. I said, I try to throw my love around it. And I try to help you, darling. But you never, ever. No, you never, ever. No, you never, ever. No, you never, ever. I know that. You know that. No, you never, ever, ever.
Take it easy, man.
Well, probably my most important memory is like it probably didn't even dawn on me till several years after is that you know, I'm kind of hard-headed, so I didn't know the difference between skateboarding on a smooth surface or skateboarding on something that's rocky. And one of my cousins was watching a skateboard, and we were going down a little hill, but the hill was real rocky. And he goes, let's go to the school and skateboard. And the school had freshly paved cement. It was like fresh, real smooth. And he was gliding. He wasn't skateboarding. He was like gliding. And I didn't realize that until maybe like a year ago or something, that he was looking for a smooth surface to skate rather than riding on rough stuff that we were riding on. Because, I'm kind of hard-headed. So, but when I realized that, I realized wow, that was pretty amazing that at probably such a young age he knew to glide, that he already had in his mind gliding rather than rolling. No, that's about it. I can't talk anymore. Thank you.